What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Going to be showing off a super dope Vikavolt list today that I saw Kenny Packala playing at a League Cup this past weekend. It was a lot of fun. Kenny rocked me the first time we played in Swiss, and then we played again in Top 8 in a very close series. I was playing my Pikapads deck, he was playing this Vikavolt deck, and it above and beyond outperformed my expectations, using Electric Cannon for huge one-hit knockouts with Electropower, Choice Band, and Charjabug's battery ability to put energy on the Vikavolt to perform those huge attacks. The deck was very consistent, using Jirachi Stellar Wish to set up, as well as Dedenne-GX's Day-Day Change ability. I was able to win Top 8 against Kenny using this deck, but very impressed by the list, so I told him I wanted to show it off. Very cool. He said he was inspired by some Japanese lists that had been doing well when constructing the deck, so awesome stuff. And then went on to beat Jared in Top 4. Awesome dude playing Zork, and lost in the finals of the League Cup to a Shrine Malamar deck, but in the process ended up scoring 40 championship points and getting my invite to the 2019 World Championship. So very excited to have that off my plate and to be attending my 5th consecutive World Championships in August. But enough about me, let's get down to the Vikavolt gameplay. As I'm filming this gameplay, the top 8 of the Santa Clara Regional Championships is underway, and I was stoked to see that some of the decks that I thought were the top decks of the Unbroken Bonds format are doing well there. We saw some Reshiram and Charizard GX decks doing well as Stall. There was lots of Lucario, Metal, and Vileplume decks in the Day 2 field, with at least one I saw, I think, making top 8. And then there was some Zapdos decks, as well as Shedinja. We saw Shedinja stall, right, with the Zebstrika engine. 2 players from DDG, I think Azul and Jimmy, both making top 8 with that deck. So very cool field, and I think just Stall showing itself to be a real contender in this Unbroken Bonds format. So it's going to be up to us as players to figure out how to defeat these Stall decks. Going forward, Weezing, not a deck that ended up making top 8, but still a very popular deck. There was at least one Weezing deck at the Cup that I played at this past weekend, and it continues to kind of be a fan favorite, probably because it's affordability, and players just also really like spread decks from what I've been able to tell. The cool thing about this Vikavolt deck is that it fares very well against big tag team Pokemon GX decks. Being able to trade a 1-prizer with Vikavolt into a 3-prizer is absolutely phenomenal, so that is very strong. I'm actually not sure how we're going to do against this Weezing deck. I don't have any options to heal. We do have weak Jirachis on my bench that are going to take lots of spread damage, and my opponent is really getting a fantastic start here with 4 coughing online turn 1. That definitely sketches me out. But I like this hand. So I am going to Stellar Wish first, then probably Volkner. We're going to grab this Nest Ball for sure, and then probably Volkner for another Nest Ball, and then next turn can just Rare Candy into Vikavolt, Charjabug, and you can see how quickly this deck can just tee off. My opponent Kenny at the League Cup just smoked me. It absolutely destroyed me, knocking out 2 very quick Pikachu and Zekrom Tag Team GXs. I was not anticipating how fast those Pikachu and Zekroms were going to go down when faced with this deck, right? So that was very surprising to me. I did not expect the deck to pull off a turn 2 attack every game, but with an explosive engine like this, we found if you pretty much start Jirachi, you are geared up for a turn 2 attack. But that being said, if the deck does not start Jirachi, you're in much worse shape. Jirachi definitely is the lifeblood of this deck, and starting Jirachi is very key. The list only plays 3 Jirachi and 2 Escape Boards, so when you don't start Jirachi, you really feel the pain of that. There are 3 Volkners in the deck as well, so we do have options to go and grab the Jirachis with Nest Balls and things like that, but it just is much tougher when you don't start Jirachi to set the deck up. Fortunately, we've got it here. The list also plays 3 Rescue Stretchers and 3 Lure Balls, which can be very good for getting your Charjabug back from the discard pile. Let's go ahead and Stellar Wish here, see what we got. So we have another Nest Ball and another Rare Candy. I can just go and get myself the Mew with that Nest Ball, so I do like that. I'm going to want to get my own Mew into play, I think, and then just set this deck up. So let's get it going. We'll do that. I can Rare Candy into Vikavolt, and then I feel like we just attach the Charjabug and then perhaps Dedenne here, though putting the Dedenne into play is a little bit sketchy, but it might allow me to hit a Guzma or something of the sorts. Battery. Yeah, there we go. Very cool. Never actually used the battery ability yet, but Cynthia, I'm looking for an escape board if I do that. We could just Dedenne-GX, but putting the Dedenne down is definitely a liability. So we'll just play it a little bit slower here with a Cynthia. And sure enough, we've got Jirachis and Grubbins, but no escape board. So it's looking like next turn is going to be our turn to start attacking. And I'm hoping that just by being conservative, we can kind of outspeed this Weezing deck, not putting down too many Pokemon, not allowing my opponent to snipe me with their Weezings, thanks to the Mew here. Though, you know, my opponent can place 3 damage counters onto my Mew with their Mew. So that's annoying. But my opponent might not know that I actually play just a absolute ton of Rescue Stretchers in the deck. So if they do waste time knocking out my Mew, it's not really going to work out for them. Here we go. I think we want to Stellar Wish first. See what we get. Guzma is very good, though I don't have an energy. I could Ultra Ball for another. Yeah, we probably just Ultra Ball for another Charjabug and have to do that. It's a little bit unfortunate. I don't really want to Dedenne here, so I feel like I have to take the Guzma, and we have to Ultra Ball away these other guys. Probably my other 2 Jirachis. I really don't want to leave them in play because they are liabilities, and we're just going to get ourselves another Charjabug and then be able to battery and take a knockout with Electric Cannon here with Guzma as well. So we'll battery and get around the spell tag for at least another turn and knock out that Weezing for sure. And fortunately, we are dealing just 120 damage, no discard, so we do like that. That is very good math for us. No, I do not want to discard. And we do one-hit KO everything in their deck, fortunately. And I don't have too many liabilities on my bench. Top decking or getting the Cynthia there off the prizes is very strong for us. And the Lure Balls, we see, that would be very good if I had to go in. I mean, we would have been dealing 250 damage there with the Guzma. That would have been enough to knock out a Pikachu and Zekrom, which is just very aggressive. It's a shame that in this matchup we don't get to play Dedenne-GX down because that's how the deck really kind of fires off and gets these big knockouts quickly, very aggressive plays, setting up multiple Vikavolts, but playing against Weezing means we're going to have to be a little bit more careful. And without a Field Blower in the list, having to hit into these spell tags is going to be pretty devastating for me, I think. We are getting, yeah, just more damage spread around here. I definitely need to be conservative with who I bench. Not looking to bench any more Grubbins or things like that. And I only have one more Guzma left in the deck. So that's going to mean I am going to have to hit into these spell tags here, which is a pain. Could just play this Thunder Mountain down. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. I kind of want to just thin the deck for myself and then just Cynthia to see a new hand with, let's see, we got Rescue Stretcher. That doesn't help too much. And we've got Electro Powers. We're just going to Electric Cannon for knockout here and not discard. Looking for even just a Charjabug would be nice to manually evolve this Grubbin up. I don't really mind that all too much. It looks like my opponent is working on taking out that Mew. Fine with it if they do, because I'll be able to use my Rescue Stretcher to bring it right back. And this Vikavolt should be able to go pretty far. It's looking like it's going to take multiple prizes here. which is good. But knocking out that Mew is tough there because that means this Grubbin is going to go down as well, and my Jirachi is going to take 30 damage with the detention gas and spattering, splattering sludge, spattering surge, you know the drill. But the Vikavolt deck, it was very cool to see that do well at the Cup this weekend. I ended up losing to a Malamar Shrine deck that played spell tags in the finals. Very bad matchup for Pikarum, turns out, even though I did play a Max Potion in my deck as kind of a tech for that matchup. Tech not for that matchup, for the Weezing matchup, but also for just generally non-GX decks. The Max Potion was pretty helpful, and being searchable with the order pads was super nice as well. I think we just bring it back, honestly. Just bringing the Mew back just seems good. Even though it is kind of weak, it seems beneficial to have it. Just kind of slows things down. We're going to do that. Attach Lightning Energy to Grubbin. And to be honest, I could just play these Electro Powers because I don't think they really matter. I want to thin the deck and give myself the highest chance possible of finding rare candy here. We do not, but I do have Ultra Ball, so I do feel pretty comfortable just... I could use Ultra Ball, get rid of Guzma and Electro Power to get myself... Oh, no, I can't evolve this yet, so that's fine. We'll go for Escape Board on the Jirachi next turn, and then try to find a rare candy off that. Okay, cool. So that's what we're on. Electric Cannon. No discard. And my Vikavolt, I mean, I guess it's probably going to go down this next turn because my opponent should put 20, right, onto it so that the Weezing attack does knock it out. Looks like they're actually just going to bring it all the way up to 130, which is interesting to me because they are going to deal 40 to it with a Weezing. The Jirachi now at 50, but fortunately should only go to 60, so I'll get one more turn out of it. Unless, of course, it gets... Okay, Mew is getting Guzma. That is interesting. So just really focused on taking that Mew out of the equation, which is fine. Mew is doing its job. Only Jirachi and Grubbin will take damage here. I think I just promote the Jirachi because I already have the Escape Board in my hand, so we're just going to do that and see how we can do. 3-3 prizes, very close, but my opponent's definitely looking at 2 more prizes here real quick. Let's go in with Stellar Wish first. I think we go in with Stellar Wish first, looking for the rare candy. So let's see what we can do there. Sure enough, we got it. So that's very good for us. Then a rare candy into Vikavolt. And we saw that the Vikavolt can just go the distance against this deck. Getting to skip around that spell tag this turn is very good for me as well. So we're definitely into that. Or I could just Erika's to both valid options. Let's see here. I think Guzma is better. So we're just going to Guzma that guy up. I'm not getting the Mew back into play, but I don't think it really matters at this point. Just going to bring up that thing. And then I think Ultra Ball away, the Electropower and the Grubbin. Get ourselves a Charjabug, attach it to my Vikavolt. And at this point, next turn, we're going to have a very powerful turn by getting to Erika's Hospitality for a bunch, and then Lure Ball potentially for my Charjabugs back so that I can attack with my benched Vikavolt. So I'm really liking this, and I feel very confident that we'll be able to win this game. Hopefully I'm not speaking too soon, but I guess we do have to... If there's any stadium card in play, this Pokemon has no weakness. That's actually really good and relevant since a lot of these decks do play Larvitar. The only way that I think that my opponent would be able to take a big knockout on my Vikavolt would be to use that Larvitar. I don't think that there's any Pokemon in this deck that can really just punch for a knockout like that. So that's my hope anyways. Unless Frost Rotom. Okay, Frost Rotom actually can. So my opponent might be able to win the game with this Frost Rotom here, hitting, I think, like 100 damage. that would be really devastating for me. Okay, so that is super tough. I don't know that I have a way out of this one. I feel like I would need a clean Vikavolt. I just got finessed here. They got free retreat into Frost Rotom and counter, but they can't counter energy it because they're at 1 prize remaining. So I should just be good, right? I think, anyways. That's the thought. I could bench Dedenne-GX and Koko GX to it, I guess, but there's no point in doing that. We're just going to battery to the Vikavolt, take my knockout. I'll Lure Ball, see what we get back into the hand. Sure enough, we got our 2 Charjabugs. That's exactly why it's there. So plenty of energy. I guess this is my first time ever playing the deck, so I think I'm fine just dealing this 120, and I should be able to take a knockout next turn unless there's something that I'm missing, some way my opponent has to knock out my Vikavolt here. I don't think that they can play their counter energy on that Frost Rotom. I don't know if they have 9 tools in the discard pile, and I don't think they do. Just looks like 3. So I should be safe. They should only be able to do 40 damage with that Weezing, unless there's something that I'm missing. And I think that this Koko could get it with Psywave if they have a Rainbow. That would be what they need, because they can't Psywave or Magical Swap. It looks like they're just going to promote the Lele and pass, so we have just got it. Electric Cannon, 4 game. Yes, we'll discard. And good game to my opponent. Very close one there. Definitely sketched me out. There was a couple ways my opponent could have won that. But Vikavolt faring pretty well against the Weezing deck. Just being conservative, relying on Mew a little bit, enough to get us there in the end. Let's roll one more game. See if I can play against a tag team Pokemon GX or something like that, where I can really flex out that big damage capability of the Vikavolt's attack. Game 2 looks like I might be playing against a Zapdos deck. We saw a Lightning, Colorless, Psychic. That could also be the Shedinja Stall deck, which would be pretty horrible for us. They do play Psychic type with Shedinja. They do play Lightning type, which is Zebstrika, Colorless, which is Oranguru. This very well could be that deck. If it is, we have got absolutely zero answer for it. We were able to show off the Shedinja Stall deck a little bit, actually, when we played against Pedro Torres, showing off the deck when Otto was playing earlier in the season. So that was pretty cool to see that deck that Tord and Pedro were working on show up at the Santa Clara Regional Championships. Let's see. So we are Volknering, and I believe that we are just going to Volkner for an Ultra Ball and a Lightning. That seems probably the most reasonable. And then we may actually just Ultra Ball for a Dedenne-GX. You could just data change. Seems reasonable. I can't actually get all of the cards that I need for a turn 2 attack here with Vikavolt online, unless I do some kind of fancy footwork there. So we may just go for the Dedenne-GX and data change this hand away, bench my Tapu Koko, attach Lightning to my active. That seems fine. And then see what this next hand holds for me. This hand, not really what we want. We definitely want some Grubbins in play. We want probably a Jirachi as well. We do have a Grubbin, so that's good. And then some Cynthias. I can work with that. And then we have an energy to retreat. That's fine. I'll probably just save the Tapu Koko and see what my opponent has in store for me. If this is the Zebstrika Shedinja Stall deck, I don't really care to play against it. That's not what we're here to do. Vikavolt is here to blow up big tag team Pokemon GXs. But it looks like we are playing against a Reshiram Charizard deck. So that's cool. That's what I want, and that's what we want to showcase. So turn 1 Kiawe onto the Charizard. I thought I saw Lightning and Dark in that deck, but I guess the Lightning is the Dedenne-GX. Dark could be an Absol that I've been seeing, that has been seeing some play as well. Now, we could actually, let's see, you can almost Tingly Return GX. I just can't quite Tingly Return GX because this guy's, well, now if I had attached my lightning energy here, we'd be Tingly Return GX on the Charizard. That'd be pretty cool, but that's not what we got. So I'm thinking that we're just going to Cynthia this hand away and see what we can do. If I do find, wow, that's a pretty strong draw there. So we got Rare Candy and Vikavolt, but I have to kind of worry about my Vikavolt getting blown up this next turn. So I think I'm going to retreat into the Jirachi and just go for that. There's, yeah, no point in trying to preserve that. So we'll save the Koko as well, just in case. Stellar Wish, hopefully get a Nest Ball. That's what we wanted. And we can just use the Nest Ball to get ourselves another Grubbin just in case. Or we actually kind of need another Jirachi, to be honest. Just a weird hand here for sure. Starting the Dedenne, as you guys saw, starting the Jirachi is really what we want to do with this deck. Starting Dedenne is really bad. I think we kind of just have to get Jirachi. As much as I kind of hate to do that, it's just our only real option. And then I'm going to save my Tapu Koko because I don't know what my opponent is going to do next turn. If my opponent does just blow up my Vikavolt, that's kind of sad, but at least then I have Jirachis and can kind of stabilize and set up a little bit. They're going for Ultra Ball, so I would very much expect them to go for a Dedenne-GX or a Tapu Lele and just go for Guzma, try and target down this Vikavolt, but it looks like they actually just have Absol, which is great for them because it's going to slow my deck down, and they have the Guzma already, so my Vikavolt is a goner, which really kind of burns, not going to lie. Now, fine with the Let Loose, though I kind of wish I'd put the Escape Board down, and I wish that I had thrown my Tapu Koko onto thrown the Tapu Koko onto these Jirachis now that I see that my opponent has the Absol. But it's cool. We will work all of this out. I only need to take 2 knockouts in this matchup. So I'm not actually all that worried. And we got a Nest Ball to start things off, so that's very strong. I think we're going to Nest Ball and then Stellar Wish. So I'm going to get myself at least 1 Grubbin here. And then we're going to Stellar Wish and see if we can grab another one. Ultra Ball will do. Volkner also very good. So I think we can just get Ultra Ball, probably fine. Though I need to find a way to draw a card. Oh, Volkner actually is really good because then I could Day change here coming up because of the lightning energy that I'm about to get. So not Dedenne change, but I could use my GX attack. So I do like that. We're going to get this, and we're going to get ourselves another Nest Ball just to get ourselves another Grubbin. Going to use the Tapu Koko, and we're going to spread energy onto both of these guys so that I have the option to Tingly Return GX with either of them, and then Nest Ball for the Grubbin so that I have that. And then next turn, we are going to be looking at a Tingly Return GX. So still very slow burning here, but like I said, patience is the name of the game. I am only trying to take 2 knockouts. I can win this game in 2 turns if I just set up my board appropriately. And they just have to GX my Jirachi. That's an ideal situation for me. I desperately want to get this Dedenne back into my hand. I see that they did not have Guzma probably, so that's pretty good for me. We'll just go here. I'm going to Lure Ball and see if I can get just the Vikavolt back to my hand, which is all I really want. And we'll Cynthia this hand away, see if I can get any rare candies, anything like that. We did not. So that's totally fine. We're going to go for it next turn, and I'll just Tingly Return GX. Yep, so we're going to paralyze this dude. And I think I actually just want to promote my other Dedenne because the thought is that if they Guzma out of this hand, they'll have to take out one of my bench dudes and not the Dedenne. The Dedenne should be able to retreat with a lightning energy, so that's cool. All right. I guess the Jirachi would have been kind of good, but in hindsight, I was kind of scared of what my opponent had. So we've got Dedenne-GX. We've got a lot of lightning energies at this point. I also have the Charjabug in my hand. I feel like we just, I kind of have to, we're kind of locked into attaching that lightning there because we have to be able to retreat with the Absol. And then I don't really want to Dedenne change this whole hand away, but I feel like that's kind of just what we've got. These are my final two Cynthias, though. So I think I'm just going to play these and then go for it with Cynthia and see if I get a rare candy Vikavolt, and then go for the Dedenne change. And here we go. This is the kind of draw that I'm talking about here, and I've double E-powered already. We've got the Charjabug. I could just get Ultra Ball for the other Charjabug and guarantee myself a knockout, but I feel like I want to go for the other Dedenne so I can continue to set up. I haven't even played a supporter yet, so let's just go do that. Dedenne change. What's up? Oh, I did Cynthia. Natalie's letting me know that I played Cynthia. A little bit ahead of myself, but we're cool because we're drawing some sweet hot fire here, so that's great. We've got the other Charjabug on board, and I don't think that I'm going to have to discard these guys, so that's pretty good. But that being said, I do have to find a response unless my opponent cannot welder. Right now, let's see, I'm static shocking for 110, 140. Yeah, that's not a knockout. We are retreating into this Vikavolt for sure. Got the knockout. I could rare candy and get another Vikavolt into play for sure, but I think I kind of hold this Ultra Ball and just see what happens. Right now, I'm dealing 120 plus 60, 180. I can deal 210. That's short, so I do have to discard with Electric Cannon for the knockout. All right, and we've got it. Dealing 280 damage. I didn't even need the Tingly Return GX. That just would have clean one-hit KO'd a Charizard there. So we do have a very good hand now. I've got Rare Candy Vikavolt. I've got a Lightning Energy to retreat my Jirachi as well with the Escape Board under Absol. So long as my opponent doesn't Marshadow me this turn, we're going to get another knockout on a Charizard and just take this game by storm. Electric Cannon, an absolutely insane attack. And it feels very wild playing this deck with the battery being able to just throw the energy onto the Vikavolt, just 1-2 like that. It kind of feels like you have a Porygon Z in play or something like that, being able to accelerate infinite energy into play. Sure enough, we are getting let loose. So this is really tough for us here. But we do have Lure Ball and Rare Candy in the hand. I really wanted to save the Cynthias, so I'm glad I did. If we just get enough, if we get enough hits off this Lure Ball, we could just be in business. So let's see where we are off of Stellar Wish. Got another Lure Ball, but no draw. So that is really tough for us here. I think I also cannot move my Jirachi. So I think I kind of just wait with this hand. I could double Lure Ball here, get the Charjabugs and Vikavolts back to my hand. I doubt this dude plays a third Let Loose Marshadow, so I'm feeling pretty confident that that's not the case. And we kind of just have to wait and pass, and then I'll go next turn. That's the thought. I think I need to find a Cynthia off of this next Jirachi so that I can draw into everything that I need in order to win. I'm going to need the Lightning Energy. Sure enough, he's got Guzma, right? So he's taking out a Dedenne this turn. That's fine with me. I mean, it does make him very close to win. Puts me on a one-turn clock. We need to find everything we need right here. It's tough. And I need to figure out, am I promoting Jirachi or Grubbin? I think I just promote Jirachi. I need to find probably my final Cynthia here. And there it is. So we are going for the Lure Balls. I want to see kind of what we're working with here off of these hits. We've got a Vikavolt, which is good. I need to rare candy into Vikavolt. And then we've got another one. And hopefully just looking for some Charjabugs. We've got 2. So that's great. Now I just need to find that lightning energy and, well, some E-powers as well. So this could be tough. Actually, how many E-powers are we down? I think just 2? 2. So it's possible we get to load this dude up. And let's see what we can come up with here. Hopefully I can find that final lightning energy as well. Yikes. Cynthia, we got the lightning. We've got an E-power and a choice band. We are so close to taking this game. I just need one more damage buff, and that's going to be it. Stellar Wish. We've got, oh no, a choice band. Do I have a rescue stretcher? Any way to get that to Dedenne back? No. I think I'm just short, right? Because it does plus, or am I in there? Let's see, 120. It does 220. 250. I'm in there. That's actually a knockout. I've got it. Okay, we are good to go. I don't need any of this. I didn't do my math right. I thought I did 200. So I thought I was rocking with a base 200. I'm not. I'm rocking with base 220. So we have just got a knockout on this Zard right here. 4 game with the Vikavolt deck. Math is hard, guys. Take it easy on me. Electric Cannon, discard, and blowout. 280 damage. Vikavolt getting there for the 2 knockouts against the Reshi-Zard. I can't believe it, but what a crazy, crazy deck. Shout out again to Kenny Packala for showing me the list, and I had some fun games against Kenny. They were very back and forth, though. When the deck sets up, it could be an absolute monster to deal with. I definitely suggest trying the list out yourself. A lot of fun. Thank you guys all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell. Let me know what you guys think of the Vikavolt deck in the comments below. Make sure to check out my Twitch stream as well. I got brand new emotes, awesome, designed by Maury Draws there. So if you haven't checked out the Twitch channel yet, please make sure to do so. Give it a follow. I'm almost at 4,000 followers on Twitch, twitch.tv/TrickyJim. The link is in the description below. Also, check out FullGripGames.com to support me as a content creator and the store where me and all my friends work. And special shout out to Sarah, my Blastoise tier Patreon sub from Patreon, and everybody who supports Tricky Jim in any sort of way. Y'all are awesome. Take it easy. Peace.